Okay, let's talk about what Apple announced today, which is the iPhone 17, 17 Air, 17 Pro, 17 Pro Max. The Apple Watches, sure, we'll touch on that. And let's talk about the AirPods 3, AirPods Pro 3, which actually has a pretty cool feature. And look, you're probably thinking to yourself, should I buy any of these? Should I upgrade? And look, here's how I like to think about these upgrades. Number one, if your phone's perfectly fine and you feel like you don't need any of these features, like you don't need it, you're not into photography, you're not into videography, you probably don't need to upgrade. That being said, the iPhone 17 this year has some worthy upgrades, and I think that if you have any of the base models of the previous years, upgrading will actually be a worthy upgrade because you'll feel the upgrades. Number one, you have an always on display, which means that when you're not using the phone, your screen will always be on. It doesn't really affect your battery too much, but it's nice to look at because look, it never turns off with some exceptions like low battery mode and sleep mode and whenever it feels like turning off. Sometimes it turns off on its own. I don't know if this is specifically to my iPhone or it's an iOS feature, but look, I love this feature because I just like looking, just taking a glance at my phone to see what's on it. And also, this year, the base model is getting Pro Motion, which is 120 hertz, and it's variable, so it matches where you're watching on the screen. And that is fantastic because for years now, the base model iPhone has been clowned on for having just 60 hertz, but now it has 120 hertz, and it's finally a perfectly good modern phone. It's about time. I mean, I don't know how much longer Apple could have withheld at 60 hertz, and hopefully this also means that, all the base model iPads also get Pro Motion. We're not talking about iPads because they didn't talk about iPads. So yeah, look, if you're thinking about upgrading, I would say the base model iPhone is actually a worthy contender. Also, I would like to mention that they upgraded the storage on all of them. They all start at 256 gigabytes. So if you need more storage, that's a option. I don't think they the iPhone 17, the price, I don't think it went up. It's still $799 and you get 256 gigabytes. The Pro models did go up. They start at $1099 and that's with 256 gigabytes. So, like I said, the base model iPhone is perfectly fine. If you don't like the colors and you want blue, you could spend the $1,100, but that's besides the point. So, what else they announced? They announced the AirPods Pro 3, which the big flagship feature of the AirPods Pro 3 is that it has live translations and you can have a full conversation with somebody in a different language and they can have a conversation with you. And it's like you guys are both talking to each other in different languages and you can understand each other. How well that works, I'm not too sure. If you have Pros 2, I don't think this is a worthy upgrade just for that feature unless you really need that for whatever you do. Another thing that's great is they improved the active noise cancellation. They claim this is the best active noise cancellation in any in-ear headphone, not over-the-ear, in-ear headphones. Whether that's true or not, we would have to see. I currently have Pros 2 and I don't feel the need to upgrade. They did say if you have Pro 1s and you upgrade to Pro 3s, you will feel the notice in active noise cancellation as it's 4 times better. Again, AirPods are more like if they sound good, they work, just keep them. If you lose them, then sure, upgrade. But if you have them, just keep using them. You don't really need to upgrade your AirPods. Same thing with the watch. They announced the 11 watch. They announced the SE4 and also the Ultra 3. Here's what I think. If you have an Ultra, you really don't need to upgrade. I mean, look, it depends on who you are. If you need the new features, sure, go for it. But you don't really need it. Now, I will say this. The SE3 got a lot better. No, sorry, the SE4 got a lot better. It now has an always-on display, which was one of the reasons why I never wanted the SE, because having the always-on display on your watch is fantastic because you can always see what time it is. You don't have to flick your wrist. I think that's fantastic. Now, I'm not too sure if it has the same feature as the 11, where if you have a watch face that has a seconds timer, you can always see the seconds timer clicking. So I'm not too sure about that. Again, I feel like when it comes to AirPods and when it comes to watches, these accessories, these secondary devices to your primary device. I feel like the only time you should really upgrade them is if it's been like years now, maybe like 5 years, and you feel like it's not really you feel like these devices aren't lasting like throughout the whole day for you, and you need to charge them multiple times in a day. Then I feel like you should probably upgrade that or change the battery, but really you're better off just upgrading. And so I just got the 10. I probably won't buy an Apple Watch until maybe the Apple Watch 15. I feel like 5 years is a good time for upgrading when it comes to the secondary devices. When it comes to primary devices, I think you should just upgrade it probably 5 years as well too, really. I feel like 5 years is like the sweet spot of like, all right, there's been enough incremental upgrades where if I go from my phone to that phone, the upgrade is very noticeable. Except for this year, where if you had a 16, you go to 17, you will notice these upgrades because a lot of the upgrades that they did on the 17 are basically just pro feature. Those are my quick thoughts of what I thought about today's Apple event. They showed off all their new stuff. Let me know in the comments, are you gonna upgrade your phone? What phone do you have now? What phone are you going from to the 17? I know I haven't made a lot of videos lately. I've been all over the place with my shorts, but this is me going back to technology. Don't you worry. I got more stuff cooked up. Got even a whole list of videos I want to make to tech related. So if you enjoy tech stuff that's short, give me a sub. It's been Papa John. I'll see you the next time.